Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Ged, and this is Fabulous Flicks. Welcome to day 14 of my journey through influential movies. These movies are mostly from my past, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Some might not even be that old. They're just movies that have stuck with me. And the hope is that when we're all spending a lot of time together at home, that we can rediscover these movies together, and maybe you can sit down and watch some of them with your kids and kind of try and pass the time right now. For those of you that have liked, commented, shared a memory, shared the posts, subscribed to the YouTube channel, I can't thank you enough. That's why I do this. My hope is that you're enjoying it, that there's funny, awkward, imperfect moments we can laugh at. And it's funny enough, that's kind of the theme of this post. It's kind of the theme of this review. Quick shout out. There was a poll launched on the page on Sunday. It'll be up for another 5 days. Just a couple different ideas of maybe different things you guys want to see. One of them is streaming quality versus disc quality. And others are for my recommendations on, putting together your own home theater without really breaking the bank. So hopefully you'll provide some input and we can do something a little different. So because it's Monday, I wanted to start with something obscenely, nauseously positive. One of my favorite movies, period, and a movie that not only has stood the time, but always gives me an amazing smile, and a movie I look forward to watching every time I can. I'm super excited to bring you guys this review. Today I bring you Hook. Released in 1991, it's a Steven Spielberg movie. A grown-up Peter Pan, who's played by the legendary Robin Williams, is needed back in Neverland. A lot of things have changed in Neverland since Peter left and grew up and became a lawyer and had kids and became super serious. The one thing that hasn't changed, however, is Captain Hook's lust for revenge. Obviously, if any of you are familiar with the story of Peter Pan, you'll know that the rivalry between Captain Hook and Peter is there's almost nothing better. The issue, however, is that Peter has no recollection of being Peter Pan. He's been gone from Neverland so long that he forgets what it's like to be the Pan. So Dustin Hoffman, who plays Captain Hook, kidnaps Peter's kids, and Peter's got to find a way to rescue them. Now, luckily, in Peter's corner, as always, is his sidekick, Tinkerbell. In this movie, played by Julia Roberts, again, brilliantly done. And she needs to help him, along with, of course, the Lost Boys, remember who it was to be Peter Pan, how to fly, how to fight, and yes, if you've seen this movie, how to crow. So she's got 3 days to put this together so that they can have their great battle. As a kid, I loved this movie. I've always been drawn to the Peter Pan story, and I remember watching it repeatedly as a kid. The sword fights and the Lost Boys and the way they'd play and the big adventure and, grown-up Peter Pan coming back for one more stint with the Lost Boys. As I watched it last night, I loved it just as much. In fact, maybe even a bit more. But I definitely took a little bit away from it. Obviously, nothing I would have thought of when I was a kid. As we get older, we have responsibilities. We have jobs, we have mortgages, families, all those wonderful things that come with getting older. But what this movie really illustrated for me was that it's okay to remember to have fun. It's okay to remember to be a kid and be silly and laugh. And I gotta say, and I put this out to you guys, when's the last time you laughed? When's the last time you acted silly or played outside, as we all used to have to do as kids? When's the last time we ran around our house and made a fort? I know that sounds dumb, but as a kid, if you can remember being 8, 10 years old, all you wanted to do was do things like build a fort in your basement and your parents wouldn't let you. Well, now we have the opportunity to be those people. So here's the thing. Here's my funny commitment to you guys. Before the end of the week, I'm going to do a review from a fort that I'm going to build in this basement. just because it's fun, it's silly, we have the time, and it's important right now with the world being so serious and so grim that we take it upon ourselves to be a positive influence, to remind those around us to laugh, to act silly when the time is appropriate, to do something spontaneous. It's important because we have the opportunity to dictate our own mood, and especially the mood of those around us. I mean, we're all in here together. We are literally in this together. So it's important to make the most of it that we can. The hardest part for me in this movie was picking one scene. There are so many scenes that have stuck with me. So without further ado, here's my scene from the movie Hook. There's just that moment where his imagination comes back to life. So, for your enjoyment, Hook, available on rental, iTunes, Cineplex, I rented it on last night, Google you can rent it on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it on any of the streaming services, but for those of you that have Kodi boxes, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Keep those poll results coming in, and I look forward to tomorrow's. Take care.